ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Welcome to today's quiz. Vaiguru ji ka khalsa, Vaiguru ji ki fateh to everyone. Thank you for joining and welcome back to the quiz, Nihal Sikhi quiz. And we will be welcoming some very special guests very shortly. We're going to be going international again. So we're going to be flying all the way to Chicago, and we will be soon adding someone called Ranveer Singh all the way in Illinois. They'll be joining us for a quick quiz. And then also we will be having someone from London, UK as well. A very nice gurfateh to everyone who's listening. And Nihal Sikhi quiz is all about having a little bit of fun, but also making sure that we learn something about Gursikhi, and we are linking it in nicely with some sort of Shahidi Purabs or Gur Purabs that are coming up. So the questions are all centered around some great Gursikhs in the past, and also some itihasic or historical days that may have passed or might be coming up. So it's really, really nice to see a lot of Sangats from the UK joining in. So what we're going to do is we're going to shortly invite Mr. Ranveer Singh all the way in Illinois. I'm just going to check if he's actually online at the moment. If he is, he can come and send me a message to join up. So whilst we wait for them to arrive, I would like just to say that today's kind of Sakhi that's going to be in between the quiz, our contestants, is going to be Mahapurush Sakhi called Baba Bir Singh Ji Narangabad Wale. And we'll be sharing some thoughts about them. Oh, we have Ranveer Singh who is joined now, so we're just going to invite him to the quiz, and hopefully he's listening all the way in Chicago in Illinois. So let's see if we can add him in. Vaiguru ji ka khalsa, Vaiguru ji ki fateh. How are you, Ranveer Singh?
I'm good.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. It's so nice to have you online. Okay,
Yeah.
All the way in very, very hot Illinois. Is it hot there? How is it there today?
Yeah, it's really hot.
Very, very good. Okay, excellent. So you can see there's a lot of guests who are joined. They can see you as well, and we're gonna have a very special quiz. Okay, so in this quiz, I'll just tell you what is called Nihal Sikhi quiz, and basically we're gonna have like 3 rounds. Okay, the first round you get 10 questions on general knowledge, which I know you're probably gonna be really good at. The second round is 10 Sikhi questions, okay, and they're all going to be based around Bhai Taru Singh Ji, because Bhai Taru Singh Ji Shahidi Divas was a few days ago. And then the third round is going to be like Bani questions, so there'll be like shabds or little panktis that we complete. So we'll say a line, and then you've got to complete the line. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be nervous. It's okay. It's all a bit of fun. Okay. And after you've come on, when you've done the quiz, we'll tell you your score, and then we will then let you go, but keep watching, and then there'll be another contestant that comes on, and then they will do the quiz, and then we'll see who the winner is. And if the winner is you, we'll invite you back on. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Brilliant, excellent. You can hear me all right, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, before we start the quiz, usually we have some sound effects, and these sound effects will kind of like tell you when to start. So the first sound effect is, I've got an assistant here who helps me with this. Can you hear that? Okay. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So when that goes off, that's when you know you've got 10 questions about general knowledge. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
are you ready?
Yes.
You ready to start?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Very first question. Okay. Aer Lingus is the national airline of which country?
Ireland?
Ireland?
Yes. Good point there. Who discovered radium?
Mary.
Curie?
Yes. Excellent. What does an alopecia sufferer lack? Alopecia. Somebody's got alopecia. What might
Can you
not
say it
they
again?
have?
Say it again.
What does an alopecia sufferer lack?
I don't know.
Not sure. Okay, not worries. Who paint? Next one. What is a baby rabbit called?
A hair?
A hair?
It's called a kit, I think.
Oh.
Which country had the dolphin as a ruler? Which country had the dolphin as a ruler? I'll give you a clue. It's somewhere near us. Well, it was near the UK. Across the sea. Bonjour.
France?
France, that's the one. I didn't tell you that, by the way. Next one. What do... I can't read this. What type of acid is used in car batteries?
In car
Car
batteries?
batteries?
Alkaline?
Alkaline?
Oh, it's not that. It's sulfuric. Okay?
Oh.
If it's a flock of sheep, what's a group of owls called? You say a flock of sheep. What about a group of owls? What is a group of owls called? Hard question.
Herd?
What is it? Eh?
Herd?
No, it's called a parliament. Okay? Who was Stan Laurel's partner?
Stan
Laurel?
Yeah. Black and white.
I don't know.
Clue.
I don't know.
Stan Laurel.
All right, it was somebody called Oliver Hardy. Okay, next one. Where did the Pied Piper play? Where did the Pied Piper play? The guy who took all the children and the mice out of the town. That's what it was, isn't it? You've got 30 seconds.
Like in Germany?
No, it's not Germany. It was there in Germany. It's a city in Germany. Begins with H.
Oh.
Not sure?
No, I don't know.
Okay, no worries. Don't worry. That's time out. So, what was the score? We've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've got 3 right at the moment. We've got a score of 3, which is all right. It's good. There were some hard questions there. So now we're going to give you the Sikhi questions. Is that okay?
Yeah.
These are all based around Paitaru Sindhi. You're doing really well, so don't worry.
Okay.
1 second, whilst I find Paitaru Sindhi's questions. It was Hamelin. Hamelin was the answer to Pied Piper. Pied Piper of Hamelin. Now I was like, you knew that one. Okay. So these are the Paitaru Sindhi questions, and there's going to be 10 of these, okay? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to start. Next one, you ready? Okay, ready. So first question. Where was Bhai Taru Singh Ji born? Is it in Amritsar or Hazur Sahib?
Amritsar.
Amritsar.
Yes, in the Amritsar area. Well done. What was Bhai Sahib's father's name? Was it Bhai Jodh Singh or Bhai Uday Singh?
Bhai
By
Jodh.
Jodh.
Very good. Excellent. Bhai Taru Singh Ji had 3 siblings. True or false?
False.
False.
Yes, it was just one sister he had.
One
Bhai Taru Singh's village was called Batala or Pula?
Patala.
Patala.
It was Pula. Okay. Who was the Mughal ruler at the time? Was it Wazir Khan or Zakaria Khan or Aurangzeb?
Khan.
Zakaria Khan. Brilliant. Bhai Taru Singh Ji completed Santhya from his mother. True or false?
True.
True.
Yeah, brilliant. Excellent. Who betrayed the 2 siblings to the officials because of money and greed and hate? What was the names? It's a person called Akildas or Chandu?
Akaldas.
Akaldas.
Akildas. Brilliant. Excellent. You're doing really well. When Pai Sai was arrested and presented towards Zakaria Khan, the Mughal said, embrace Islam. What did Pai Taru Singh Ji do? Did he say, okay, I will embrace Islam, or start crying, or did he say, I will not give up my Sikhi?
He said he'll
He
not
said
give
he'll
up.
not give up.
Brilliant, excellent. Next one. How did they torture him? Was it by putting him on a bone crushing wheel or taking his eyes out?
They put him on a
wheel.
Yeah, they put him on a wheel first before punishing him or trying to take off his gears. I think this is the final question. Bhai Taru Singh Ji had their scalp cut off, but as they were a saint, he said to Wazir Khan that I'm going to take you in front of me. So, what actually happened to Wazir Khan?
He got
really sick.
Sorry,
And
Zakaria
then
Khan.
he asked
for
Go on.
for
forgiveness.
forgiveness.
And then
And then
they hit him
they
over
hit him over head,
but he still died.
Excellent. Yeah, he remember. I don't know if you remember, but he couldn't go to do his number ones, and then they had to ask the Khalsa what could be done to save him, and they said if you get Bhai Taru Singh Ji Joda, smack it on his head, then he'll start feeling better. But he hit himself so much that he actually died before Bhai Taru Singh Ji, and I think Bhai Taru Singh Ji was alive only 22 days after. So. Brilliant round there. I think in that round you scored 9 points. You only got one wrong. That was excellent. And I think the one that you got wrong was, what was that one? Number 7.
It was the city.
It was the village. Atala Apula. It was Fula in Amritsar side. Brilliant. So there's 9 points there and 3 points from the other. That's 12 altogether. Brilliant. That's excellent. So now we're going to do kind of Bani Bunky round, and this one's going to be a bit longer than normal. So what I'm going to do is, as a test, this is just as a test, if I say to you, Socha Sochna ho gayi, then you've got to say the next line, which is? Brilliant, excellent. Okay, so it's lines like that. All right?
Okay.
So we're going to have, I think, 20 questions here. All right? There'll be 20 punkis, and I think you'll do really well, so don't worry too much. All right? Any marks? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. First one is, okay. Aisa naam niranjan hoye. Brilliant. Excellent. Next one is, phir kar baiso harjan pyare.
Satgur
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. Excellent. Next one is, Dukh Panjan Tera Naam Ji. Dukh Panjan Tera Naam. Brilliant. That's excellent. Really good. Next one is Sukhmani Sukh Amrit Prabh Naam.
I don't know that one.
Okay, no worries. It was called Bhagt Jana Ke Man Bisram. Brilliant. Next one. Phule Marg Jineh Bataya. Don't worry, you're doing really, really, really well. Let's do this one. Okay, next one. Hamari pyari amrit tari. Hamari pyari amrit tari. Okay, don't worry. Let's try and find one. Oh, this one will be good one. Tera kiya meetha lage. Tera kiya meetha lage.
Satgur.
It starts with har. Okay, don't worry. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Next one is Uthat Sukhiya, Baithat Sukhiya.
Ko nahi lagta aise.
Brilliant. Ko nahi lage ja aise bujya. Excellent. Next one is Bandana Har.
Har bandana.
Next one. Gun.
Gungavo. Gopal.
Excellent. Really, really good. This one. Nasro Mansoor Guru Gobind Singh.
Is
Brilliant. Askrapan Khando Kharg.
I don't know this one.
Okay, don't worry. Har Jog Jog Bhagat Upaya. Okay, brilliant. How many questions you got? Oh, we're halfway through. We've got Ek Pita Ek Iske.
No.
You're doing really, really well. Don't worry. Aukhi Kadi Na Dekhan Dei.
Apna
Apna Birth Smale. Yeah, brilliant. We'll accept that one. Okay, next one is... Oh, is it time over? Okay, your time's out. You have 3 minutes there. So, we got there. That was a tricky one, but you did really, really well. You got on a flow there. How much did you score? 8 there. Altogether, 8 plus 9 plus...
20.
Plus 3.
20.
8 plus 9, 3. You got 20 points.
Oh. Yay.
You did really, really well. That was excellent, both. Those questions were really hard as well. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll call you on if you get through to the next. Well, if you beat the other contestant. Okay, hopefully they'll be ready to come on soon as well. So you got 20 points altogether. Really, really good effort. You want to see the sound effects, people? Yeah, the sound effects, people.
Yes.
Yeah, on there. Stevens, hello.
There's
the other one as well. That was a timer. I'm not going to show you the question person because he's indecent at the moment, but his name's Hassel. Well done. Okay. Thank you so much, and we keep watching. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
See you soon. Thank you for taking part. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So that was Ranveer Singh, all the way from Chicago in Illinois. Okay. Did excellent, especially in the Sikhi round. He got only one wrong in that, and he was on a right flow. And also the Bani Panktiyan. Some of the Bani Panktiyan, I think adults will struggle with, but he did really, really well. That's the whole point. We're trying to stretch ourselves in learning, and so that we can kind of improve ourselves as individuals, as well as also having a little bit of fun. So before, they were very hard. But what we're going to do is we're going to share a Sakhi about a Mahapurkh. The quiz was about Paitaru Singh Ji, obviously, who did an amazing Shahidi while sticking to their ideals of Sikhi ke saath swasa na nibani, and we are forever and sacrificed to their charan. But one Sakhi that I wanted to share today was about a great Mahapurkh, a great Sikh saint, whose Janam Din is celebrated tomorrow on the 18th of July. and his name was Baba Bir Singh Ji Narangabad Wale. Baba Bir Singh Ji Narangabad Wale. They were actually from a village called Gugu Bua, and which is the area where Bhai Sahib, where Mahapurush were born, and the time that the Mahapurush were born was in the period of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. So as he got older, his father actually was involved and was a great Shaheed Singh in the time of the Khalsa missile period. And he had served Maharaja Ranjit Singh. His father had also served Maharaja Ranjit Singh's Sukar Chakia family. So when his father passed away, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji saw fit that they would ask Baba Bir Singh Ji to join the Khalsa army in the court of Lahore. So he did. He took part in a lot of kind of battles and so forth that Maharaja Ranjit Singh was fighting, and how they consolidated the Sikh empire at that time. Now, the thing about Baba Bir Singh Ji Narangabad Wale was that they were also very spiritual bent of mind. Like, they would spend a lot of time doing bhajan bandagi, reciting Bani, as long as alongside having a career in the army as well. And it came to a point that one day that they felt that they needed the love of the spiritual love began to grow higher than the worldly love, and it became too incontainable, because there were other people around him who were speaking of a great saint called Baba Bhag Singh Ji, who was in the area where the forces used to hold garrison. So one day he couldn't contain it any longer, and he went to see this Sant Bhag Singh Ji. And when he arrived, he was so desperate for some sort of spiritual guidance that he said to Sant Bhag Singh Ji, when he went to see him, he said, he kept looking at him in his direction. He couldn't take his eyes off him. And Baba Bhag Singh Ji asked Baba Bir Singh Ji, what are you looking at? And who are you and what are you looking at? That was the question that he was asked. And Baba Bir Singh Ji replied that it seems like as if I have known you for so long, but I don't understand why I've got such a pull towards looking at you. Obviously, it's the roop of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj as well, that Guru Sahib has blessed to his Gursikhs. And, you know, Khalsa mera roop hai khas, Maharaj ne kiya ke Khalsa mein ho karo nivas. So the Mahapurush then was pleased with Baba Bir Singh Ji's words. And he said, Baba Bir Singh Ji had replied, all I want is some sort of guidance, and I have a feeling that you're the one who is going to lead me to my spiritual kind of success. And Baba Bhag Singh Ji said, well, I knew I was awaiting you to come anyway, and I was thinking, how am I going to give this blessing to you? But you've already asked the blessing from me automatically without me even having to ask or give it to you. You are going to be a great Gursikh. And he started to do seva. Baba Bir Singh Ji started to do seva in the langars of Baba Bhag Singh Ji. Time came where Baba Bhag Singh Ji was about to leave their sareer. And just before they're about to leave their sareer, we're talking about Baba Bir Singh Ji Narangabad Wale, whose Janamdin is tomorrow. And it's like every week we are sharing a Sakhi about a Mahapurukh, different Mahapurukhs, whose days or barsis are around the time of whenever we do the quiz. So Baba Bir Singh Ji and Narangabad Wale then were on the last moment serving Baba Bhag Singh Ji. And Baba Bhag Singh Ji turned around and said, they were from a pind called Kurli. And they said that I have a donkey and I've got a basket of fruit that I need you to take to Unna Sahib. And there's also a letter here as well. And so they wrote a letter, and Baba Bhag Singh Ji put the fruit on his head. Baba Bir Singh Ji put the fruit on his head with the help. Baba Bhag Singh Ji placed the basket of fruit on his head, and the donkey was taken alongside Bhai Sahib. At that time, Baba Bir Singh Ji didn't sit on the donkey; he just walked alongside it, and the donkey holi went towards the direction of Unna. They got to Unna Sahib. When they got to Unna Sahib, Unna Sahib was the place where the descendants of Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj lived and still live today. And at that time, a really great Gursikh saint by the name of Baba Sahib Singh Ji, Unna Sahib Wale. Baba Sahib Singh Ji his birth had come into the family with the blessings of Tan Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj themselves. Their descendants was a Sikh called Baba Kalatari Ji. Baba Kalatari Ji was a descendant of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's Parvar, and he had come to Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj because they had no child in their family, and they asked Maharaj, okay, Maharaj, we don't have anyone to pass this to keep our family going. And Baba Kalatari Ji was told by Guru Gobind Singh Ji that the descendants of Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji, Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj have taken Amrit, that you should as well. And then at that time, Baba Kalatari Ji and her whole Parvar took Amrit. And after they'd taken Amrit, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj said, okay, in your family, a great Gursikh by the name of Baba Sahib Singh Ji will be born, and he will fire cannons of hollowed out wood, like Kaatdiyan Topan Chalaunge. And that bachan came true by Sahib Singh Ji, did that bachan true as well. So Baba Bir Singh Ji came to the company of Baba Sahib Singh Ji. They obviously paid their respects. The donkey kind of like was given to them as a gift as such. And because in those days it was a sign of trade or moving like commodities from place to place. And then they were given a basket of fruit. And as they were about to take the basket fruit off their head, Baba Bir Singh Ji to place it in Baba Sahib Singh Ji's kind of in their vicinity. Baba Sahib Singh Ji got up and automatically, even before they read the letter, they grabbed the fruit from the head of Baba Bir Singh Ji and said, this head is going to bear a massive Khalsa responsibility very shortly. Let me take that power from your cease. So they then got up and they took the fruit from them, and then they embraced Baba Bir Singh Ji. So Baba Sahib Singh Ji then read the letter and he said, well, automatically, O Bachan Tamara ne kaha, te after reading this letter from Baba Bhag Singh Ji, I realize now that actually you have a very high spiritual level already. We would be blessed if you can do kirpa and do seva in the langar here. And at that time, Baba Bir Singh Ji then started doing seva at Unna Sahib in the company in the vicinity of Baba Sahib Singh Ji. After many years, Baba Sahib Singh Ji then was obviously keeping an eye on the British because the British had come into India at that time, and they were kind of slowly, one by one, taking over territories and taking over kind of decimating the Khalsa rule slowly, and they were paying and bribing people off. And one of the individuals that they managed to bribe off was a guy called Hira Singh, who was a Dogra Sikh, who had a kind of kingdom in the north, and they were kind of given money to kind of go to Lahore and try to break up by Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji's very strong kingdom. So Baba Sahib Singh Ji, Baba Bir Singh Ji, and all the great Gursikhs at that time, they were keeping an eye on this. And then somebody from the Amritsar Sahib region, they came to do benti to Baba Sahib Singh Ji, okay, we need a leader in our area with a force of Sikhs who could kind of like stand up and like have a show of strength. Is there anyone that you can bless us? And Baba Sahib Singh Ji instantly looked at Baba Bir Singh Ji and said, okay, take Baba Bir Singh Ji. He is a great spiritual soul, and he will start langar in that area of Maja, of Amritsar Sahib. And they were sent to Jabal, basically Narangabad area, and they did amazing amount of seva there. So Baba Bir Singh Ji started their kind of langar there. It said that at first about 10 people started to come to have langar there. Then it increased to 20, then 50, then 100, and before you knew it, in that whole area, on a regular basis, there were like thousands of people having langar there. They used to say that nearly 5,000 people used to have prasada langar there every day without fail, and that's even making the number really small. So inni sangat joddi si because of the seva, because of the bhavna of Baba Veer Singh Ji Aurangabad wale. And because they had like a following, they had like a Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji's army experience and so forth. A lot of soldiers from Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji who had been following them also came and joined him. And it said that they had 1,200 kind of like soldiers, infantry with them at all times, and 3,000 cavalrymen. So imagine nearly 4,000 people living around that dera of Narangabad. And on top of that, you had another 5,000 having langar every day. It was a massive amount of people who were Baba Veer Singh Ji, their spirituality was catering for in that whole area. And no one used to go pukke from that area. Obviously, Baba Veer Singh Ji kind of were very of a high spiritual bent of mind. And then eternally what happened was that Hira Singh Dogra from Lahore, from Maharaja Ranjit Singh's time, what they did, they had decimated their kingdom, and they'd also been involved in the assassinations of Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji's sons. There were 2 sons left of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, apart from Baba Dalip Singh Ji, Maharaja Dalip Singh Ji, who was brought to the UK. And their names were Peshawar Singh and Kashmira Singh. Peshawar Singh and Kashmira Singh, they were the sons of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and they also sought Baba Veer Singh in Aurangabad Ji's kind of sanctuary, and they stayed then. Obviously, because there were so many generals, so many army men, all kind of descending on this dera that belonged to Baba Veer Singh Ji, what they found the British were doing, getting worried. So what they did is they paid Hira Singh Dogra to basically attack all the Lahore Sikhs, to attack the dera of Baba Veer Singh Ji. Now, the amazing thing was, there is a Raitnama by Desa Singh Ji, and it says, Singh par shastar na kare, Jaan Guru Khalse te dare, which means Singh par shastar na tare, which means the Singh should never attack another Singh, and they should also have fear of the Khalsa, by Desa Singh Ji Raitnam, the codes of conduct. And then also by Gurdas Ji says, Gur Sikh Pooj ke, Pae Bhagat ke Pane Pave, Aap Gwaye, na Aap Ganave. Which means that a Gursikh should serve and respect other Gursikhs, right? Worship other Gursikhs with great love and affection by serving them, and one shouldn't have, should destroy their own appa, their own ego, and consider that they're nothing in the seva. So that was exactly the level that Baba Veer Singh Ji was at. He saw the Guru's Khalsa, regardless of what mentality they were, what they looked like. He saw the opposite. He saw that Guru Gobind Singh Ji was in the Khalsa, regardless if they had been kind of brainwashed or mind. So Hira Singh Dogra then, with 20,000 men plus 50 cannons, all the way from Lahore, came and attacked the dera of Baba Veer Singh Ji. But because the Pavna Baba Veer Singh Ji was that Singh won't fire another Shastra, another Sikh Sarup, they can't do that. What they did was they asked Baba Maharaj Singh, who was a great Sikh revolutionary Mahapurush, who used to do seva in the vicinity of Baba Veer Singh Ji. They asked him if he and the Sikh Sangat to make as much prasada, much langar and deg prasad as possible, and fill every single room, every single kamra with that food. And what they kept saying was that even though the Lahore Sikhs are against us, we are not going to fire any bullets on them. They can fire at us, but asi nahi unna te goli chalani, because they are our Guru's Roop. Look at that Pavana, guys. Kinni Sikhi prati kinna pyar hoga. Look, compare it today. If you look at how people online, or going against each other, the Roop of Guru Sahib Ji, like pracharaks against pracharaks, is so far away from this mentality. So when Baba Veer Singh Ji they said they sat on an asan, closed their eyes, and Hira Singh's army, the Lahore Sikhs, they basically fired cannons and stuff at the dera, and the Sikhs were saying to Baba Veer Singh Ji, shall we attack, shall we attack? And Baba Beer Singh Ji would say, no, we're not going to. ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦਾ ਤਿਆਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ. These are our brothers, and let's give them prasada pani. So they filled every single room with that much prasada pani, deg and everything. And in the end, with the bullets raining down, and in the end, they say that a cannon, a ball cannon, came and hit Baba Beer Singh Ji in the butt itself, in the lap, and basically they did their shahidi there. So a great Gursikh, Mahapurush called Baba Beer Singh Ji Narangabad wale. Tomorrow is their Janam Din, and I thought it's important to kind of share this story in today's kind of times, because everyone is involved in lat kitching, like pulling others' legs, and no one's happy to see another Gursikh kind of go ahead, or but at the end of the day, their Guru Sahib's rule, and we should be imagining that we should be encouraging others and doing ardas to Maharaj, ke Maharaj jina te kirpa karo, aur mehr karo, aur chardi kala karo. We shouldn't be taking anyone's legs from them, underneath them. Punjabi kahavat hai ki latta khichde ne. So prachar, if somebody is doing prachar, if somebody is doing langar seva, somebody is doing any type of seva whatsoever, they should not be prevented from doing that seva. This is the lesson of Baba Beer Singh in Narangabad wale. And look at the love that they had for Sikhi Swaroop. So I'll repeat that line of Bhai Gurdas Ji again. Gursikh pooj kai, Bhai Bhagt kai, Bhane Bhave, which means that a Gursikh should worship a Gursikh, and Bhai Bhagt kai Bhane Bhave, with loving devotion and great love in their heart, devotion in their heart, they should live in the will of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, which pleases Guru Sahib. Then aap gavaye, then they should give up their concept of I, or what matters to me is more important, and believe in aap na aap ganawe. They should not count themselves or their thoughts as more important than the wishes of the Khalsa, or the seva of the Khalsa, or the greatness of the Khalsa as such. So that was a story or a sakhi about Baba Beer Singh Ji. Next week we'll be talking about a different Mahapurush as well. So now we're going to invite the next person on the quiz. I think we have Bhai Dilraj Singh from London, who is possibly joining us soon, who has got a contestant for us. I'm not sure if he is online. If he is, or if his kind of chosen one, if they can add themselves to the talk. Otherwise, we will open it up to any person on this group who would like to take part. Anyone would like to come on? Is there anyone? I'm not sure if Dilraj Singh is on. Is there anyone who would like to take part for the quiz? Punjabi ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭਾਗ ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਇੱਕ ਸਾਡਾ ਮਿੱਤਰ ਸੀਗਾ ਦਿਲਰਾਜ ਸਿੰਘ ਲੰਡਨ ਤੋਂ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਕੰਟੈਸਟੈਂਟ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ. Is there anyone who can ask? Let me see if I can pull him up. Is there anyone else who would like to take part? Online at the moment? Very quickly. I think we'll be joining very soon. So in today's quiz so far, we have had Ranveer Singh, who has come on board, and Ranveer Singh all the way from Chicago in Illinois scored 20 points. Remember, it's like 10 kind of general knowledge questions, and then 10 Gursikhi questions about Bhai Taru Singh Ji, and then 20 questions based around Bani, which are just like Panktiyan that we can remember. Does anyone like to join in? I'm not sure if Dilraj Singh is online here. Okay, so I think Dilraj Singh hasn't come on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call back Ranveer Singh and thank him for taking part, unless there's anyone else, and then we'll call it quits for today. Is there anyone else who'd like to come on? If you just say on the comments that you'd like to take part, I promise you it won't be that difficult, he says. But if there's anyone who'd like to take part, please do come in. Or just comment. I don't think everyone darde. Sorry. Don't worry, we won't laugh at you. The Staran, the Staran, the Guppies. Oh, Dilraj is coming on. Okay, brilliant. We got the message. So we will await him. So just as a last week we had some fantastic performances. What was the top score last week? Do you remember? No, it wasn't 100. It was about, I think it was about 26 and a half was a high score last week.
26.
And so they are currently on the leaderboard. Our Ranveer Singh, all the way from Illinois, scored 20, which was a really, really high score as well. I think what we'll do, I'm going to kind of reveal that it's going to be an amazing prize as well for when we do the final of this league. It's going to be next week. Last week we had a little bit of a IT issue, and today is very similar as well. We had a bit of an issue with the laptops. So next week hopefully we'll be all up and running technologically as well. We're just awaiting Dilraj Singh, and he will hopefully be joining us very, very soon. Is there any questions that anyone has got regarding Baba Bir Singh Ji or anything else? Or is there Mahapurus that you would like to know about next week? That would be a good one. If anyone would like to suggest a Mahapur or a Sakhi of a Mahapur for next week, I'm happy to kind of share or think of one for next week for you guys as well. I think this is him. Yes, he's here. We're just adding him on.
Vaheguru Ji ka
Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. We have
Maafi Baba Ji, I don't know why was the sign.
Theek hai, koi na. I see that you got some fantastic Singhs on board as well for this quiz. It's going to be a difficult one. You're going to need all
Some of them are downstairs. You got one of them.
Koi na. Aajo, baitho.
Sit down.
So we've just had Ranveer Singh all the way from America, who scored Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Mehrban Ji. Ripandeep Singh, theek ho aap ji?
I'm all right.
Very good, very good. So what we're going to do is this quiz, is like you got 10 questions of general knowledge. Then you've got 10 knowledge on Bhai Taru Singh Ji.
Okay.
And then you've got 20 kind of questions where you have to complete the next Pankti of Bani. Not hard at all. It's very easy. Very easy. Okay. I'll just wait for Ripandeep there. So the 10 questions of general knowledge, are you ready for them?
Friends, you were ready.
Very good, very good. Okay. So you'll hear a kind of questionnaire, you'll hear a little sound effect going off soon, and then you'll know what to do and what to start. So 10 general knowledge questions, okay? Ready?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
What was that?
Can you hear us?
Hello? Yeah, what was the sound of it?
It was just a sound effect that we start. All right. Ready? First question then, yeah?
Okay.
Which movie cast included Charles Bronson, Steve McQueen, Pele, Russell Osman, and it was about a football team? It was a film, a really old film, famous film.
Pele. Is he still alive?
Yeah.
You can say pass if you want.
Pass.
It was called The Great Escape. It always comes on around Christmas, doesn't it? Okay. What animal's name translates as water horse?
As in Punjabi.
No, English.
Seahorse.
No, hippopotamus.
Oh.
All right. In Greek mythology, who killed the Gorgon?
No, it was.
Begins with P.
Begins with who?
P. Perseus, yes. Well done. You got it. Wait a minute. It's gone off. Which Spanish painter has had his first exhibition at 16? He was a painter. Famous Spanish painter.
Is it begin with M?
Begins with P.
Picasso.
Yes, Picasso. Well done.
Oh my God! I didn't even know.
What is the longest river in Italy?
Sicily.
Italy.
Oh.
It's got the same. It's the same name as Kung Fu Panda. The guy Kung Fu Panda. Same name.
Poe. His name Poe.
Poe. That's the one. Yeah. Poe.
Poe.
You got it. Okay. Next one is in 1901. Which brand of car was seen for the first time? Really famous German make.
Oh no. BMW. Mercedes.
Mercedes, yes, makes it. Good one.
Mercedes.
You got 5 more left yet. What is the capital of Morocco?
We're so fluffy. Marrakesh. Rabat.
Huh? Rabat, yeah, Rabat, yes, Rabat. You know you're Googling it at the same time. All right. What's your general knowledge is gone. So
We're so fluffy now.
You got 5. Well done.
5 out of 10.
So you got 5 points. Now it's going to be well done with Rabat. That was a crazy one. Morocco, where did you pull that out from?
Where'd you get that from?
I bet you've been there.
But I've never been past like the equator.
All right, Tika. So now the 5,000 questions, okay?
You go.
Are you ready?
Panji, I'm ready.
All right. So 10 questions of 5,000. Ready? What date was Faisal born? Was the 6th October 1720, 9th of May 1732, or 21st April 1676?
What was the option?
6th of October 1720, or 9th of May 1732?
6th of October 1720. Is that the first
Yes.
one? Is that the first one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Is that the answer?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's going to be now because I said yes. Yeah, I'll give you that. Don't worry. Okay, what was Pai Sahib's mother's name? Was it Bibi Anup Kaur, Bibi Sharan Kaur, or Bibi Taram Kaur?
I'm not sure. Bibi Sharan Kaur.
Anji?
Bibi Sharan Kaur.
No, it was Bibi Taram Kaur. What was Pai Sahib's sister's name? Was it Bibi Tar Kaur, Bibi Harrup Kaur?
Yeah, I think. Second one.
Yeah, second one.
First one.
Bibi Tar Kaur or Bibi Harrup? Which one?
Tar.
Tar Kaur, yes. Excellent. Pai Sahib was the youngest of the two brothers and sisters. True or false?
I think the oldest.
So was it true or false?
False.
False, yes. Pai Sahib's father got shaheed. True or false?
No, because they were in the movie.
Pai Taru Singh's father, was he a shaheed? True or false?
He was in the movie. I don't think so. No. I'm gonna say
Andy?
Naji, based on the movie.
False. Did you say false?
Yeah, false.
It was true. He was a shaheed Singh. Pai Taru Singh used to inspire the village and bring them closer to Vaheguru. True or false?
True.
True, yeah. Why did Zakaria Khan arrest Pai Taru Singh and his sister? Because they carried asla, or they used to help and aid the Singhs, or they killed someone.
What was the first option?
They carried asla.
Help and aid the Singhs.
Yes, they help and aid the Singhs. Good. Zakaria Khan, out of anger, invited a barber to cut Pai Sahib's hair, his case. And it is said that when he tried to cut his case, Pai Taru Singh's case became what? Yeah. Iron, yeah. Excellent. Finally, the decision came to Wazir Khan, Zakaria Khan. What are you doing, Wazir Khan here? Zakaria Khan. So the decision of Zakaria Khan, what was it? The fatwa in the end? Yes, to get his cut off his scalp. Excellent. And the final question, this is a difficult one. After their corporea was removed, Pai Taru Singh Ji was in a very bad condition and they lived for 21 days. So that the Zakaria Khan died. You can answer this. Pai Sahib got shaheed at the same time. What date did Pai Sahib get shaheed? Was it 15th January 1744, 1st of July 1745, or 22nd, or just out of those two? 15th January 1744, 1st of July 1745.
First one.
It was the second one.
First line.
It was first. We have to accept the first answer there. So you said 15th January. It was actually 1st of July 1745. So you got in that round 7. So you have got 12 points so far.
We can't hear anything because of the sound effect.
Oh, yeah, sound effect. All right. So 12. You got 12 points. Leave the sound effects now, right? Okay. Right. You got 12 points. Now you got to get 8 more right. You got 20 questions. You got to get 8 Panktiyan right to equal Ranveer Singh in USA. Is that right? And you got to get 9 to win.
What's the highest score ever?
The highest is 26.
How many have we got?
You've got 12 at the moment.
Oh, we need 13.
You need 13 right. You ready?
How many do you have? We got 20 left.
Andy?
We got 20 left.
You got 20 questions in 3 minutes.
Bubba, we got to win this. Right. We've done the
All right,
Sikhi.
ready? Remarks. Get set. Go. 3 minutes. Pule Marg Jinhe Bataya.
ऐसा परवटपागी पाया.
Yes, brilliant. Hamari Pyari Amritari.
गुर नमक का नाम.
Yes, brilliant. जिनके चोले रत्रे प्यारे कांत ना के पास. Yeah, brilliant. साहिब मेरा एको है.
No, finish off. I don't know. Okay, pass that one. एको है भाई, एको है. All right. नमस्कार श्री खड़क को करो सो हित चित लाए. नमस्कार.
पूर्ण करो ग्रंथ ए तुम मोहे करो सहाय. So believe that one. पूरा आशा जी मनसा मेरे राम.
पूरी
आशा जी मनसा मेरे राम. Yes, that's right. कर कृपा कृपाल आपे बख्श ले.
Very good, excellent, really good. साथ के संग लगे प्रभ मीठा.
I think it's first.
Hello?
साथ के संग. Can you hear us? Stop the phone. Stop the time. Can you hear us?
Hello?
We pause the time for you. Are you ready to go again? Are you ready?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
साथ के संग
हाँ, साथ के संग लगे प्रभ मीठा.
साथ के संग लगे प्रभ मीठा साथ के संग काट दीठा साथ के संग काट दीठा
हाँ जी, साथ के संग काट दीठा. Okay, next one. खंड बेहंडन खालदल खंडन अतरण मंडर बारपंडन. Yes, very good, excellent. दरमा दे ठाडे दरबार. Very good, very good. Next one. तू ठाकरो बैरागरो मैं जेही कन चेरी राम.
तू ठाकरो
15 seconds.
तू ठाकरो
Yes, brilliant. I hope you're not looking at I Gurbani. गुरुदेव माता गुरुदेव पिता गुरुदेव स्वामी परमेश्वरा. Yes, brilliant. I think that time's up as well. 3 minutes to go. We're going to add the points up in that round. So you score 24 points total altogether.
We got 2 more points to win.
You got 24 points. So well done. You won today's round. And we just want to say that we're going to write your name down. I'm going to make a league table. So at the moment, I think you're in Man City's place. Second place? Yeah, Man City's place. Right? Unfortunately, not Liverpool. Andy?
If we win,
top place at the moment is 26 and a half. Who was last week? What, 26 and a half? Oh, there's no more questions left. It's done. Quiz is finished. Quiz is finished, man. It's all over.
Did we win all the Sikhi ones?
You guys are like multiplying in one room. Like, what's going on?
Wait, hold on. You know, in the Sikhi question, are we the highest?
No, the Sikhi one, you actually. The other guy. The other guy got 9 out of 10. You got 7. All right, we're going to call it quits there. Thank you so much for coming on. You've been amazing.
But we should have started with the Sikhi ones. I got flustered after the general knowledge. Not messing with me.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. We could have put the Sikhi ones first, but we'll discuss the format with it offline because all right, thank you so much for your darshan. Bahut dhanwad. We'll let them go. Ripandeep Singh and Mehirban Singh, and I saw a guy called Kani Singh there, and many other Singhs, blurred out Singhs. This is blurry Singhs. So, Bahut dhanwad to the Sangat for taking part. We will join you or join us next week again at the same time for Nihal Sikhi quiz, and we will be declaring what the prize is next week as well of this amazing quiz that takes place, which pushes you to the limits in general knowledge and generally with the poor jokes. Thank you very much.